Hello, in this video I am going to show you a Sliver app bar. So what's a Sliver app bar? So what you see right here is this, regular sort of app bar. A Sliver one allows you to not only have a bigger one, but have you ever, I'm sure you've used an app where you've got quite a big app bar, and when you start scrolling, on the page, the app bar gets smaller and it goes to basically this size. That's what we're going to implement. And that's really great for, let's say, showcasing something, and then you can hide it afterwards and reveal what's on the rest of the page. And it's a very effective technique. So in the widget build context area, you want to remove this return because we're not having a scaffold. It is something totally different. So what we need to do is put return custom scroll view. So you'll need a custom scroll view which will actually be the item that you're scrolling, and then inside of here you'll have your essentially app bar. So what you need to do is put slivers, and then we just put sliver app bar. So instead of a regular app bar, we put a sliver app bar, and in here we can provide a few different properties like pinned equals true, expanded height, and let's say this is 150. Obviously you can experiment and find what works best for you. We say flexible space, and that is flexible space bar. And inside of here we can just put essentially some basic properties like background, center, but we're just going to deal with title. So title is, we're just going to say text, and I'm going to say epic, must be epic sliver. So if I save that, let's see what we get. So we get this now. So as you can see, this is bigger. At the moment we can't do any scrolling because we don't have anything to scroll on. And obviously you can modify this the way you want to, and there's some really good other features. And what I'm going to do, provide a link to the official documentation so you can see all of the little nuances that you can customize in custom scroll views and sliver app bars. Next, what we need to do is add what we're actually scrolling through. There's a whole heap of stuff that different types of items we can add. You can add a sliver list, you can add a sliver fixed extent list, sliver grid. You can have a whole heap of other stuff. That's totally up to you, the type that you add, and the link that I'll provide for the official documentation will explain all of that. I'm going to keep it simple and add a sliver fixed extent list, which is basically a list. So if I put sliver fixed extent list, and in here what we need to do is put item extent, and we can put 50.0, and we need to have a delegate. So the delegate will essentially be all of our children in this sliver. So we put sliver child builder delegate, and then because I think we're in an error, we need a build context similar to what we've got here. It's pretty much exactly the same actually. So it's build context, and we'll call it context. And next we need a integer index. So this is just depending on what list item it is. Nope, sorry, I need to put return container. I see the problem. We need curly braces, and then inside of here we need the return container, which has regular brackets. And because this is a container, let's put a semicolon to get rid of the error. Because this is a container, you can add essentially whatever you want in your container. So I'm just going to do an alignment. So I'm going to align everything in the center. Alignment dot center, colors. Let's see what cool colors we got. Let's do cyan accent. That looks interesting. I haven't used that color before. And now, not dark green. What happened there? Next, what we want to do is add a child. So here, if you add one child, it'll just be a pretty simple one. Or what you could do is potentially like add a column or a row, which allows you to have multiple children inside of it. But I'm going to keep it simple and just add a text item, and this will say list item. So if we put $index, it'll print out, the number of the index. Now if we run it, as you can see, it's changed. And if we scroll, you can see that this has also changed as well. So if we can keep scrolling through it. If we do not specify, a child count, there'll just be unlimited items. So let's specify the child count. So for the child count, we can do that pretty simply by after here, put comma, put child count, and that's if we put 20, we get 20 items. Might be thinking, why are you saying 19 instead of 20? And that is simply because, remember, it's starting at 0, so there are 20 items there. And that really is it. Obviously, the way you customize your container in terms of colors, in terms of the children, if you want to have a row in there, I'll recommend that. They allow you to have multiple other child widgets inside of it. So you could have an image, you could have some text. So imagine if you were like some sort of blog post or some sort of social networking app, and that's really it. So I'll provide a link with this video for the custom code so you can check it out for yourself. If you have any questions, feel free to pop me a message. And as usual, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.